One of the most important things you can have in your life is have love in your heart. And whether that is the love that you share with your spouse or your significant other, the love that you share with your kids, it is so important to have that on your mind and in your heart every single day, because as we go through life, and especially for those who are in business or in sales, there's a ton of up and downs, right, that happen, in a day, in a week, in a month, and certainly in a year. But as long as you start with that love in your heart, man, it's always going to take you back to, just a balanced place that reminds you of why you do what you do and what the rewards are that you get when you can push through that adversity that exists and that you face sometimes on a daily basis. And so I think that coming from a place of love and keeping those that are most important to you always in mind, and that love that you have for them will drive you to any heights that you ever wanted to go to. It's important to have that perspective and to keep them always on your mind. And when you get to that point where that is the first thing that you think about first thing in the morning, for me, part of my morning routine is to think, about all the things that I'm grateful for. And waking up in my house surrounded by my family, the first thing that I think is about them. It's an easy way to start my day off on the right foot and to start with love in my heart. The reason that we work so hard is to provide, to have security, to have stability. And all of that is, for me, it's for my family, right? To create an environment where they don't have to worry, they don't have to not feel secure and not feel safe. And so everything that I do, and as hard as I work, it's always for them. And so I think that it's important for us to maintain that perspective, making sure that we make time for them. And that's an easy thing to lose track of as a business person or as an entrepreneur. It's easy to have time go by, to have weeks go by without spending the right amount of time with your spouse, with your kids if you have kids. And so the only way that you can get that time and guarantee that time is to actually just put it on the schedule, right? To make sure that every week and every month that you have the right number of days to spend. For me, I have 4 kids, so making sure that every week I am spending time one-on-one with each of them. And that is important to them, to get that time with their parent and with their parents is really important to kids. For your spouse, it's really important for you to spend that time with them. They are the reason why I do everything. And so if I don't give them that time, then why am I really doing what I'm doing, right? At the end of the day, it's important to maintain that perspective and to make sure that we always set the right time aside for those who matter most. When it comes to culture in a business, I think that having love for your people and creating that culture of care and respect and really open communication within a company is just so important, right? And if I think back to when we started our company, one of the main reasons that I wanted to start a company was to create that environment where people felt respected and they felt cared for and they felt heard and they felt seen. And so as you grow, it definitely gets more and more challenging to maintain that, right? You get busier and you have to be intentional about spending time with people and opening up those lines of communication. And sometimes all it takes to show your people some love is just a quick message or a quick text message or an email that just says, hey, I see what you're doing, I appreciate you, and thank you for everything that you're doing. And that really creates an environment where people want to be part of that, because in many companies that are out there, that doesn't exist. Many of the companies that I've interacted with in the past, that I've worked for, maybe they didn't have that. And that's probably the reason why many people don't stay in places for an extended period of time, because they don't feel that. And so it's really important to show love to your people, to create that environment, and to share love for the whole team that you're surrounded by, because without those people, business would be nothing. Business is made up of people, and those people solve every problem, handle every customer, sell every job, make those jobs happen and see them through, and somebody has to invoice them and deposit the checks. So without people, a company doesn't exist. So it's really important for us to always maintain that love and respect for our teams and the culture of our businesses. The easiest way to guarantee success in your life is to just simply love what you do, right? If you don't love what you do, you should really look at that and evaluate it and probably choose something else to do, because we spend such a massive amount of time in our lives doing whatever it is that we do professionally. And so if you don't love what you do, that is something you should look at changing in your life as soon as you possibly can. And so for me, I feel incredibly blessed to wake up every day, get to do all the things that I do and get to do it with the people that I get to do it with. And, loving what you do makes it easier to be successful. It just when you come to work full of energy and full of passion to do what you do, the success portion or the money portion that most people define success by just becomes a byproduct, right? When you really enjoy every single day that you get to come to work. Even those days that are tough for me, the fact that I enjoy what I do so much and I enjoy the people that I get to do it with, make it super easy for even those hard days not to seem so bad. And for me to just wake up every day with a passion and a love for what it is that I get to spend my days doing. And so I wish that for everybody, man. And I'm really passionate about communicating the fact that you should love what you do, because, you know, there have been times in my life where I didn't feel like that every day. And now that I do feel like that, I want as many people as possible to have that feeling and to have that experience of getting to wake up every day and do something that they absolutely love with people that they absolutely love doing it with.